Chicago Cubs fans, we are back with another edition of Cubs Daily. My name is Steven Ryan. The Cubs are set to play 3 in Washington today. I gave you guys the preview of that yesterday. Just want to let you guys know I'm taking a little vacay this weekend, so this is going to be the last video for this week. And honestly, I want to do something fun, okay? I want to look ahead, all right? We haven't experienced what the postseason's going to be like, what the postseason loss could be like. So I kind of want to maybe get a little jump start on some off-season preview stuff, okay? So if you're enjoying the content, make sure you guys comment your thoughts below. I want to hear do you have any players you're thinking about the Cubs should get here in the 2026 upcoming off-season? Please share your thoughts down below. This is going to be the video for that. Obviously, I'm going to get into more in-depth critical thinking during the offseason when I have more time to break down which players I think the Cubs should go after. But we're going to take a little light look here. Obviously, this is a critical offseason. We could be losing Kyle Tucker. I know a lot of people already feel like Kyle Tucker might as well be gone. That's fine. But let's talk about this upcoming offseason, right? So an offseason preview. We're going to discuss what the offseason is going to look like for this Chicago Cubs team, okay? Obviously, I'm going to enjoy this last month of baseball. Hopefully, a nice, fun postseason run, and we'll kind of see where the team is feeling in that sense. But I'm going to run this little thing right here as if, let's say, the Cubs are the wild card team. They win the first series against whoever they're playing in the best of 3. And then I'm going to say they lose in the NLDS, okay? It doesn't matter to me if it's to the Brewers or the Dodgers or whoever. Cubs lose in the NLDS. We're going to kind of go off that margin, okay? So, let's get into it, right? We all know who's going to be kind of our upcoming off-season free agents, okay? So, let's take a quick look here. These are all the players the Cubs are going to have to either consider re-signing if they want, to keep him on the team. So, Carlos Santana, he's a waiver signing. I don't imagine us sending him more money. Drew Pomeranz, although he was really, really good to start, did not finish all too strong. Brad Keller has been awesome. Honestly, we're kind of matching his market value, if you can see it right there. So he might honestly be worth, the look on that front. Aaron Civale, if he wants to come back on a team-friendly deal, I'm not against that. Obviously, I think the big one down here is Kyle Tucker. He's an unrestricted free agent. Justin Turner, it's a mutual option for $10 million. I can't imagine the Cubs and him agreeing to that deal unless we go on a hellaciously deep run, and I just can't imagine him doing that. Some other critical ones I see here, Shota, he's got a conditional club option for $20.5 million. I'm sure the Cubs are going to pick that up. He's going to be on the squad next year. Colin Ray is at a club option for $6 million too. We're going to take a brief look at the pitching market here, but Colin Ray for $6 million might not be a bad option, especially as an emergency to Justin Steele, who will be returning from injury. But if the Cubs want to save $6 million, he might be due. Now Andrew Kittredge has a club option for $9 million. I know it's tough to see there, but a club option for $9 million, I'm not 100% sure if he is necessarily that dominant or worth $9 million. We're going to take a look at some upcoming free agents here, but obviously I think Taylor Rogers, he was a pickup at the deadline, so he's being paid way over his market value. So like of these, how many players are there? 3, 6, 9 of the 12 players that the Cubs are going to be free agents. I imagine Shota's going to be back. I imagine Colin Ray is going to be back. I know the Cubs are going to try and sign Kyle Tucker. I don't know if he's going to be back, but I can't imagine many of these other guys coming back. Thielbar might get a nice deal because he's been really, really good this year, a crafty lefty. Brad Keller, I would re-sign, and I would definitely bring back Aaron Civale for some long relief or maybe potential emergency starting rotation stuff. So those are the upcoming free agents for this current Chicago Cubs team. Obviously, the big one is Kyle Tucker. I'm optimistic. I think the Cubs are going to extend him. I think he's going to come back here. I think this last month his value has kind of declined a little bit. Obviously, he's going to probably warrant $400 million. I don't know if the Cubs are going to go that high. Obviously, they never have before, so unprecedented territory for this team if they do accomplish that. So we'll see. So let's take a look here at some guys on the free agent list. Hopefully, we can see this list rather well, okay? So, we will cut through the nitty gritty because, this list has a lot of people that say they're going to be free agent, but, they're under a team option or a club, something of that nature. So, let's take a look here. So, like you see Ozzy Albies, right? He's at a club option for $7 million. I don't think that's necessarily going to be the play for the guy. So, let's turn the type, right? Unrestricted free agent. So, you see the Carlos Santanas. Our boy Hector Neris is on this list as well. Let's take a look at market value. Okay, Kyle Tucker is the number one free agent on this list. They have him at the highest AAV, $41.5 million. He's on a deal for $16 million right now. He's gonna sign a big deal. Curious to see what that final number is. I imagine Shota's gonna be back as well. Like I said before, Framber Valdez. It's gonna be a very curious contract as to what he gets. I would love to have Framber on this Cubs team. I don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze with this guy, right? He's already nearly 32 years old. Really, really good left-handed pitcher. I don't ever want to get personally too caught up in having way too many left-handed pitchers, but we might actually have too many left-handed pitchers on the team if we sign for Framber Valdez. Freddie Peralta is on a club option for $8 million. He's absolutely being picked up by the Brewers. There's no doubt about that. Bellinger and Alonso have player options. Pete Alonso's an intriguing target, but I think we have Michael Busch, so we're kind of set on that front. Alex Bregman, he has a $25 million opt-out. We'll see if he opts out. But Matt Shaw has obviously done a fantastic job. So I'm going to take a look here at some relief pitching, okay? Because honestly, I'm not too sure who really is available. Shelby Miller's going to be a free agent. I know the Brewers traded for him as well. I'm just trying to see how many strong arms there are. I know Sir Anthony Dominguez. He can bring the cheddar. He's out there as well. The Cubs, they're going to identify their guys. They're going to target their players and kind of see who is out there. A lot of players are on club options, so anyone that's decent odds are going to be extended because, again, one of the hardest things for a team to find is good pitching, right? Like, good pitching is a rare commodity. So in this offseason, I can't imagine the Cubs really going after another starter because, in their heads, like getting Justin Steele back is literally like extending another starter, right? So I can't imagine the Cubs are going to do that as well. I would love to add Framber Valdez to the team. I just don't think it's going to happen. The free agent class is not looking super, super strong. I think Bo Bichette is also a free agent for the Blue Jays. I also can't imagine that they don't get a deal done, right? Yeah, he's an unrestricted free agent. He's 27 years old. His market value is for $22 million. So obviously we already have Dansby Swanson. Nico Horner will be moving here in the next season or two potentially. He's such a good baseball player, but Bo Bichette's an upgrade over Nico Horner. I'm sorry, like that's just the raw fact there. Third base, I don't think that's truly something that we need anymore. Outfield, the only other ones we got to really look for are some more right fielders. And I'm telling you, this class is pretty bleak in terms of right field. Like Ryan O'Hearn, he's going to be out there. But Kyle Tucker is by far and above the best right fielder available in this class. So, it's going to be another interesting offseason for sure. I'm not sure what moves can be made for the Cubs to put them over the top. It's going to have to be some kind of trade that we're not expecting, in my opinion, to go and get, whatever piece this team may feel like they need, right? It's going to all be exposed in the postseason. We're going to be curious to see what it's going to become. I'm excited to watch Danny Palencia continue to develop into the closer. I think he has the stuff. He just hasn't learned the recipe for success yet. And I think it really does hinge, like this, just talking strategy for this Cubs team. They need to sign Kyle Tucker. And I'm sorry. Like, you can sit there and be like, oh, no, he doesn't. I don't care. I watched the offense tonight. Sometimes it happens with him in the lineup. I'm not going to deny that. But there's a certain level of fear that Kyle Tucker still brings to your team. Even when he's not hitting well, even when he's, not slugging, he draws walks, he gets on base, he creates opportunities, he lets other players see different styles of pitches. Another potential guy I think the Cubs should target is Murakami. He's a big-time third baseman in Japan. He's got the most home runs in, like, their league's history or something like that. He's just an absolute stud. I hope the Cubs at least take a look at him. I don't think, necessarily they want him to play third base. I would want him for DH. I would want him to replace Seiya Suzuki, whose contract will be coming up either next year or the year after. So some of those guys are almost on the way out. Ian Happ's deal is almost up as well. So the Cubs do have to start looking for potential solutions into the team. And, obviously if we don't extend Kyle Tucker, that's where Kevin Alcantara and Owen Casey, kind of open the door and fill that gap as needed. So I'm very curious to see what this Cubs team does. I mean, I think the prioritization should be Kyle Tucker, bench depth, and then, obviously pitching. Just pitching. And then if you can get some more pitching. Straight up. Obviously, bullpens are so year to year. You never really know what's going to be successful. And you just need them to catch hot to have some success in the postseason. So I know it was brief, ladies and gentlemen. I know it wasn't very long. Just wanted to give you guys a little heads up of who's going to be coming available this offseason. Like I said, Cubs set for 3 against the Nationals. I'm going to review that whole series on Monday with you all. So I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and then share your thoughts down below. If you want to say don't extend Kyle Tucker, please feel free, but give me reasoning. I want to hear the reasoning, because honestly, and don't give me he hits XYZ. Like, the dude creates fear around the lineup. I want to hear some reasoning behind it, and then who would you replace him with, right? Is it Casey? Is it Alcantara? Let me know in the comments below. So, I hope you all have a fantastic weekend, and I will talk soon. Peace.